Got blood here. Got one body. One body. Hey. Hey, man. Hey, it's 10-7. Yeah. I think we got 1-10-7.
4 bullets tore through a closed apartment door. A 19-year-old man was found slumped inside his house by police, covered in blood.
I just remembered when he was triggering. After that, I ran down.
All of the evidence seemed to point to a 16-year-old girl. But as detectives pieced together surveillance footage, witness statements, and the rest of the investigative evidence, they began to realize something else. The trigger may have been pulled by a teenager, but the chain of decisions that led to those gunshots began with someone else.
Police, hands up! Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Step out, keep your hands up. You're good. Walk backwards. What did I do?
And it was by tracing that chain of decisions, step by step, that investigators uncovered a case far more complex than a straightforward homicide. If you're interested in real criminal cases reconstructed through investigative files, surveillance footage, and police interrogations, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our future videos. Now, let's go back to where it all began.
Hard time breathing?
Yeah. Where's the ambulance, man? Call them again. Get the ambulance here. Call them, man.
We've called them. They're coming.
Aren't they here? Just hurry, bro. I'm trying. God, get the ambulance. It's coming. Do we know an offender yet or no? You don't live, okay? Oh, God. Yeah. Space. Good. Can't quite see all, but.
Okay, please, does anyone sign make this known? Shall the sound of my voice sounds pretty clear by the object. Follow my commands, I can guarantee your safety. Do it now.
So it's like full of junk. I don't see any movements. Okay.
Ready, Sarge?
Yeah. Ready.
Got blood here. Got one body. One body. Hey. Hey, man. Hey, it's 10-7. Yeah. I think we got 1-10-7 inside the apartment up here.
This is the body of 19-year-old Santiago Roybal. Earlier that morning, Delana claims she once again caught Santiago looking through her window after weeks of stalking. Hot for revenge, Delana's mom, Rihanna, told her kids to get in the car and they followed Santiago to his apartment where prosecutors say Rihanna instructed her daughter to shoot through the door.
Where does this person sleep?
Just wondering if I can.
Did you say you saw a firearm? That's fake.
Heavy black shorts, red.
Right now we don't have any information about a possible suspect.
So there's casings upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a dead guy in the apartment. So I have a feeling, and there's bullet holes in that door. So I do. With the bullet holes in the door, I think it makes more sense. I think it happened inside the apartment.
1 month later, investigators had enough evidence to arrest Rihanna and her children.
Police, hands up! Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Step out, keep your hands up. You're good. Walk backwards.
What did I do? Can I just talk to my kids real quick?
Approximately 11 a.m. on the 18th of October, 2023, the Albuquerque Police Department received a 911 call reporting a shooting at an apartment complex on Tulane Drive Northeast. Surveillance footage captured 4 rapid gunshots. Just seconds later, 2 teenagers were seen hurrying away from the scene before disappearing from view. Although the footage established a timeline of what had happened, it couldn't answer the question that mattered most: who was responsible for pulling the trigger?
Yeah. Space. Good. Can't quite see all, but.
Okay, please, does anyone sign make this known? Because the sound of my voice sounds pretty clear, but the object. Follow my commands like guarantee your safety. Do it now.
So it's like full of junk. I don't see any movements. Okay.
Ready, search?
Yeah. Ready.
Got blood here. Got one body. One body. Hey. Hey, man. Hey, it's 10-7. Yeah. I think we got 110-7 inside the apartment up here.
This is the body of 19-year-old Santiago Roybal. Earlier that morning, Delana claims she once again caught Santiago looking through her window after weeks of stalking. Hot for revenge, Delana's mom, Rihanna, told her kids to get in the car and they followed Santiago to his apartment where prosecutors say Rihanna instructed her daughter to shoot through the door.
Where does this person sleep?
Just wondering if I can.
Did you say you saw a firearm? That's fake.
Heading black shorts. Right now we don't have any information about a possible suspect.
So there's casings upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And there's a dead guy in the apartment. So I have a feeling, and there's bullet holes in that door.
so
I do. With the bullet holes in the door, I think it makes more sense. I think it happened inside the apartment.
1 month later, investigators had enough evidence to arrest Rihanna and her children.
Police, hands up!
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
step up, keep your hands up. You're good. Walk backwards.
When police arrived at the scene, they found a man wounded by gunfire. But the search didn't end there. Just minutes later, they found another victim lying motionless in the apartment. This man was identified as 19-year-old Santiago Roybal. He had died from gunshot wounds. According to witnesses inside the apartment, Santiago had just run through the front door when several rounds suddenly tore through it. The attack happened so quickly that no one inside had time to react.
Sarah, did you say you saw a firearm? That's fake.
Heading black shorts. Right now we don't have any information about a possible suspect.
So there's casings upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And there's a dead guy in the apartment. So I have a feeling, and there's bullet holes in that door.
so
I do. With the bullet holes in the door, I think it makes more sense. I think it happened inside the apartment.
1 month later,
At that point, investigators still didn't know who had opened fire or why. All they had were witness statements, surveillance footage, and images of a white SUV seen near the apartment complex shortly before the shooting. By reviewing surveillance footage from multiple locations and comparing the vehicle's distinctive features from its body style and taillights to the front grille, detectives were eventually able to identify its registered owner. The SUV didn't prove who was responsible, but it gave detectives their first real lead. By following that single vehicle, they were able to connect the crime scene to the Ruiz family, shifting the investigation in an entirely new direction.
Police, hands up!
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
step up, keep your hands up. You're good. Walk backwards.
What do I do? Can I just talk to my kids real quick?
That's a
Please? That's all I ask.
yeah, give us a minute.
The two teenagers seen on security camera footage were brought to the station for questioning. They were Delana Ruiz, 16, and her younger brother, Christopher Ruiz, 15.
Because yeah, they told me that you were 16 years old, and then I was hiding. I'm like, she looks like an adult. So I want to have a conversation with you about all of the stuff that happened today. But before I do that, I have to read you your reps, okay? Do you have any questions about any of those? Okay.
Detectives were told the suspect was only 16 years old, yet the girl sitting across from them appeared much older. Detectives were informed the suspect was merely 16 years old. However, the girl sitting across from them appeared remarkably poised for someone her age. But her appearance wasn't what caught their attention. It was what she was about to say over the next few minutes, words that would completely change the direction of the investigation.
You have a baby? Is you the one with the baby? Okay. I just wanted to see if you were the mom of the baby. I'm sorry. I asked you. I just sorry about that.
She's 49 if you'd like. Okay.
You seem mature.
Throughout the interview, Delana appeared exhausted and emotionally drained. She was already a teenage mother. She had only completed the 5th grade, was no longer in school, and had no stable employment. Despite being only 16 years old, Delana just smiled and said she liked cleaning, describing it as something she felt compelled to do because of her obsessive-compulsive tendencies. To detectives, these details were not about judging Delana's lifestyle. They helped establish the circumstances she was living in and provided important context as investigators worked to piece together what had happened.
I think you really need to think about your daughter. Okay?
And I am.
Because you know exactly what we're here for. You know what you've been involved with. I mean, come on. We don't know your side of the story. We don't know what happened, but we know something happened. Remember we talked about cameras?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have cameras nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That really helps us put pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want to see your daughter sooner than later. Look, unless you come clean, it's just gonna continue eating you up on the inside. And we know that you've been involved and what you've been involved with. So we have video.
Of what?
I'll let my partner share that with you.
We have a lot of video from the neighborhood, okay? We know that there was a confrontation. The only thing we have here, alright, is your side of the story. The very last thing I would ever want to do is separate a mother from her daughter. So I just need to know what happened that day.
You're 16 years old, you're young. There's still hope for you, young lady. When we play this interview in front of a jury, what are they gonna say? Make the right choice, think about your daughter. Because do you know what happened to this person that got shot? He died. So you have a family on the other side that is equally hoping for the truth. But you don't want to be looked at as a cold-blooded murderer. I know that, because you're a caring mom.
When detectives told Delana they had surveillance footage and other evidence, she barely reacted. Even after being told the victim had died, her expression remained almost unchanged. But everything shifted the moment the conversation turned to her young daughter. Rather than confronting Delana immediately, detectives shifted the conversation toward the people she cared about most.
I don't know if it was him,
Okay.
but somebody has been was stalking me through my window. And I even caught someone looking through my window one time. Yeah.
Sorry.
But there has been an ongoing thing where somebody has been stalking me through my window. And I am wrong for thinking that was the guy. Because I do not know if it was him.
Who was in your backyard that day?
I went in the backyard and I had asked him what he was doing back there. I was telling him just to get out because I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to do none of that shit. So I was just like, get out. I just remember him. My mom was in the shower at that time. I'm gonna tell you the story because I know it's my fault. And I just want it. I know I probably won't, but I want to get home to my daughter. It's all I'm thinking about right now. Because my family, because they're all I have. Literally, my siblings and my mom. Oh my God. And that's why I'm trying to be honest. Because it wasn't supposed to be that way.
What happened?
I wasn't thinking. I wanted to go find whoever was looking. Because for one, I'm thinking like this motherfucker was looking through my window. I just got inside and I started thinking to myself like, why the f did I just let him go? I told my mom, let's go, I told her. And we were only supposed to go to that couple times.
Delana's account quickly began to reveal inconsistencies. She repeatedly claimed that she believed Santiago had been watching her through her window for weeks. But moments later, she admitted she had never actually been certain that the person she saw was Santiago. According to Delana, after that initial encounter, she asked her mother to drive her around in search of Santiago. She claimed the plan was simply to confront him and teach him a lesson. But within minutes, the situation spiraled far beyond that. That contradiction changed the entire investigation.
I ran upstairs. I ran up the stairs he was going to, and not thinking. And I just remember pulling the trigger, and after that I ran down. My mind was just empty.
Who was with you when you went up the stairs?
My brother. And I feel so bad because he's so weak. And I am too, I know that, but I really don't supposed to get that, especially from him. And me and my brother, we sat down and we cried about it because I'm like, I've apologized to my brother and I've apologized to my mom so many times. Because and I know it was. But I mean, I can't take back the past. I can't. And I felt horrible for what I've done because I have a kid, and it wasn't even supposed to be like that. That I can't lose my family. But I gotta do what I gotta do to check my family. And I know that wasn't the right thing. But like I said, you can't change that.
Like I said, we're not here to judge you.
We were only supposed to, give him all a good ass whipping, but he decided to run. And like I said, I ran up the stairs. He slammed the door. And then I just remember shooting.
Do you remember how many times you shot?
Delana then began walking detectives through what happened. She chased Santiago up the staircase and all the way to the apartment door. When detectives asked how many shots she fired, Delana said she couldn't remember. She repeatedly described the entire incident as a blur, saying the only thing she could clearly recall was pulling the trigger before running back down the stairs. Memory gaps like these are not uncommon after highly stressful events. A suspect may genuinely be unable to remember certain details, or they may choose to withhold information. That's why detectives don't rely on a statement alone. Instead, they compare it against surveillance footage, ballistic evidence, and witness statements to objectively reconstruct what actually happened.
Times you shot?
It was a complete blur. After that, it was like, I just remember running down the stairs, and my mind was so empty.
Which weapon were you on?
I don't know.
So not your mom's.
It was one that I had got behind her back.
How'd you get rid of it? Where did you throw it?
And I could not remember which one exactly. After that situation happened, I just remember my mom and my brother were just so panicking, scared of me. My mom was just sitting there crying for me. It wasn't even supposed to be like that. She didn't even know that I had the gun until I had popped out with it that day.
And you said that your mom didn't know that you had the gun. When was the first time that she saw that you had that gun?
When I told her to, let's go look for him, when we seen him, I had got it out of my purse. That's the first time she had seen him. They got out the car and they were just like yelling at him, and then I decided to, point my gun. I wasn't pointing it at him, but I was like putting it down, and then that's when she had seen it.
Who was driving?
My mom.
Your mom.
Tell me more about the gun real quick. I know you said you brought a gun off the streets.
From that point on, the focus of Delana's statement began to shift. Instead of continuing to talk about Santiago, she repeatedly brought up her mother, her younger brother, and most of all, her young daughter. It seemed that what weighed on Delana's mind most was no longer the victim, but what would happen to her family after the shooting. One part of her statement quickly caught the detective's attention. Delana repeatedly insisted that her mother had no idea she had purchased a firearm. But did that statement tell the whole story? Was Rayana Ruiz really as innocent as her daughter claimed? Taken together, that evidence painted a very different picture. According to investigators, Rayana Ruiz tracked down Santiago's whereabouts, drove the white SUV that brought her 2 children to the apartment complex, and remained involved throughout the chain of events leading up to the shooting. Prosecutors would later argue that she even instructed Delana to fire as Santiago ran back inside the apartment.
Yep, absolutely. So I'll be honest with you about why we're here. We're investigating a violent crime that occurred last month. Okay. That we know that you're involved in. Okay. We have your car that was at Judy's house. Okay. We talked to Judy this morning at length. We did a search warrant on her house. We seized your car because it was involved in a violent crime. Okay. I've also done search warrants on your Facebook account and your cell phone number, giving me location data. So the only thing that I don't have is your side of the story. And that's why we're here today. Okay, this is your opportunity to explain to me what happened. Okay. Because I know that you're involved, all right? I just don't know to exactly what extent or what happened. I don't have your side of the story. I need that. Okay. And I know that this is very scary. And I know that this is very difficult to talk about. Okay. But like I said, we've talked to Judy. Okay. We've talked to Christopher. All right, now we're talking to you.
If Delana was the one who pulled the trigger, detectives believed the most important answers might lie with the woman who brought her to the scene that day, her mother, Rayana Ruiz. During the opening minutes of the interview, Rayana appeared calm and cooperative. She spoke openly about her large family and the challenges of everyday life. It seemed she wanted detectives to see her as a devoted mother rather than someone connected to the shooting. But the atmosphere shifted quickly once detectives began presenting the evidence they had collected. From that moment on, Rayana's demeanor changed noticeably, and she became visibly anxious.
Yeah, we won't be able to get you an attorney right now. So obviously we'll have to. I think you have an arrest warrant already, so maybe you want to
So
jail tonight.
want to jail?
Yeah, so you are under arrest. Okay.
You know where my kids?
So, which kids?
My kids.
So, again, Christopher is here. Okay. Delana is going to be here as well. The rest of the kids are with officers. They're safe. Okay. We made sure that we had officers there when they were ready to get out of school. Okay. We have other detectives that are following up with them. I don't know exactly where they're at right now, but I know that they're safe.
Okay.
Yeah,
What time is it?
It's
once you
3:30.
get ready and it's open. Okay, go with this officer.
With both Christopher and Rayana refusing to talk,
Rayana repeatedly asked about her children. Not long afterward, she requested an attorney. Invoking the right to legal counsel is a constitutional protection available to every suspect. But in this interview, it also marked the end of Rayana's initial willingness to cooperate. As detectives continued presenting evidence, she declined to answer any further questions.
Why am I here? I don't know why I'm even here.
Okay. So
Rayana's interview had reached a dead end, but detectives still had one more member of the Ruiz family to question. They hoped Christopher might fill in the gaps neither Delana nor Rayana had been willing to explain. At first, Christopher appeared completely confused. He insisted he had no idea why he had been brought in for questioning.
Sisters in one crowded area, it sucks because they're always beating me up or bothering me.
How many sisters are we talking about?
but his account quickly revealed a contradiction that detectives couldn't ignore.
I'm gonna tell you the story because I know it's my fault, and I just want it. I know I probably won't, but I want to get home to my brother. It's all I'm thinking about right now. Because my family, because they're all I have. Literally, my siblings and my mom. All I call it.
While Delana repeatedly described her family as her greatest source of support, Christopher painted a very different picture. According to him, the home was marked by constant conflict. He said he was frequently bullied and physically assaulted by his sisters. To detectives, the contrast between the two accounts was more than just a difference in perspective. It raised a critical question. Which version more accurately reflected life inside the Ruiz household? Whatever the truth behind those conflicting accounts, the 3 interviews all pointed in the same direction. The shooting wasn't the beginning of this family's story. It was the result of problems that had been building long before that day. When the interrogation footage was eventually released, millions of viewers reached their own conclusions. 16, with a baby plus 5th grade dropout with tats. Her parents failed big. She doesn't care. What a loser. This is disgusting. This poor girl grew up without a mother because her mother acted like her best and worst friend instead of being a parent. Prosecutors argued that Rayana Ruiz wasn't simply present that day. They believed she had set the entire chain of events in motion. Phone records, location data, and surveillance footage largely supported that theory. It's also a legal theory with precedent. In the 2021 Oxford High School case, the shooter's parents were convicted for their roles in the decisions that led to the attack. Prosecutors argued Rayana Ruiz's actions fit that same principle. Rayana Ruiz was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Christopher served 1 year in a juvenile detention center for his role in the case. Delana remains incarcerated in a juvenile detention center, awaiting trial for her own murder charge. Sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't the gun. It's the decision that puts it into someone's hands. In this case, a wrong decision by the mother changed the fate of so many people. If you enjoy real criminal cases reconstructed through investigative evidence and police interrogations, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next case.